Hey Aries, I want to thank everyone who's been interacting with the videos. Your support has been helping so much as I work hard to relaunch the channel. And if you want to make sure YouTube keeps showing you my newest videos, make sure to subscribe and comment down below. This is our daily reading for July 8th. Let's see what's going on with Aries. The heart of your reading, we have the Page of Cups in reverse. With the Fool at the bottom of the deck, that tells me that there's someone who really wants to break free, to be independent, maybe go on a new adventure of sorts, but their desires are being stifled in some way. We'll see what comes up in the challenge, but the energy, the emotion that I'm sensing off of this character is disappointment and feeling like someone's letting them down by not allowing them or not enabling them to do the thing or have the thing that they feel like is going to make them happy. What's the challenge for Aries? We have the Hermit in reverse paired with the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so continuing on with the youthful energy, I think we're talking about the same person here. Okay, so these two people are at odds, and the challenge is overcoming this interplay of energies. We have someone who's learning about something and wants the materials to be able to do it hands-on, not just conceptually learning something, but in a practical sense. So let's say someone is watching videos about how to make clay figurines. They've been watching it, they've been enjoying it, they've been drawing pictures of it, but they want the clay and they want the carving tools. And this character, the Hermit in reverse, is the one sort of standing in their way. Hermit in reverse can be someone failing to see the big picture. So that could be what we're talking about here. But usually what we're looking at in the challenge is the energy that should be showing up in your situation but isn't. And if you could just get it that way, then things would move more smoothly. So the Hermit in reverse, I'd say, whomever is the one who would enable this youthful energy to have what they need in order to feel happy is absent, or is yeah, either like physically absent, and I feel like that's the more likely situation, like very busy at work, not answering text messages if it's not someone that you live with. Doesn't feel like an avoidant energy. I think that they're just absent or mentally absent and like focused on other things. But there's a sadness coming off of this Page of Cups in reverse, like I wish Mom would spend more time with me, or I wish Mom cared about the things that I care about. There's this really like sensitive, quiet sadness. Aries is focused on the Knight of Cups energy. So I'm wondering now if the reason why this person is absent is because they are focused on pursuing romantic things, a romantic connection. Now, if these energies are all expressing within you, and you're not dealing with someone younger or like a youthful energy in your situation, then I feel like this is someone who does not bring out the best in you, because they have you feeling like you deserve kindness and love and support, and you're not getting it. And you're learning something important about absence in love. In the recent past, we have the Ten of Wands in reverse paired with the Knight of Pentacles. I think this is an ultimatum, because there's this energy of, this is going to stand the test of time. I'm dedicated. I'm committed to this. I'm in this for the long haul. But then you pair that with this completion energy, and it kind of feels like someone says, listen, I need us both to commit to this long term. Otherwise, I feel like it's come to its natural conclusion. Either we're both telling each other that this is it, like we are each other's person, or it's time to lay it down. Show me the crowning position. What's the big picture perspective here? Five of Swords in reverse, King of Pentacles in reverse. It could be a bit of knowing when to pick your battles. The Five of Swords in reverse is avoidance of a conflict or resolution of a conflict. And you pair that with the King of Pentacles in reverse, and one or both of the people involved in the conflict or differences of opinion is less than stable with their finances, isn't really thinking too far in the future, doesn't have a savings account, doesn't have a retirement account, no investments. It's a paycheck to paycheck sort of energy. And I think the potential silver lining here is maybe coming to an awareness of how those energies are playing together in your life. The animosity, the bickering, the arguments is stemming from a lack of financial security or fears surrounding never reaching that degree of financial stability that with which you would feel safe. In the near future, we have the Queen of Wands. Someone really stepping up and showing out. So I don't know what context this could be in. I suspect it has to do with the Knight of Cups. You are focused on either making an emotional... nope. I want to say making an emotional plea, but it's not exactly like pleading with the person. It does have that, like... You know what? No, I'll say it, because it feels like that. I know you're not saying these words, but it feels like, please, please, I care about you. Please spend time with me. Please, whatever. Whatever you need or whatever you want from this person. Now, this could be them coming to you with that sort of energy. So whomever is on the receiving end of those pleas is this Queen of Wands person. And they're feeling very confident about themselves. They feel like they look their best. They're glowing from within. They get positive reactions from the people around them, and they're definitely inspiring to others. I think because they live their passion. It's definitely how the Knight of Cups sees the Queen of Wands. So that person in their life, they definitely admire them. They're very attracted to them. They see them as someone who gets a lot of attention. Something's going to surprise you that you don't see coming is the Eight of Swords energy, which is this limited mindset. It's an inability to consider other options because you feel so locked into one way of thinking, assuming that that's the only way. Show me hopes and fears. King of Cups. Okay, so if you're the Knight of Cups in this situation, because I feel like the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Wands are a pair. If you're the one who is just really, really in love with this person that you find so attractive, and you're planning on taking actions to show them how much you care, you are hopeful that you'll be able to step it up in some way, because the King is like a more mature, emotionally grounded, emotionally self-aware energy than the Knight of Cups. So you might not see yourself kind of on the Queen's level. If you are the Queen of Wands, then you may or may not be emotionally interested in this person. They do have your full attention at the moment, but you're hoping that they're able to step it up, that maybe you haven't seen this side of them yet, and that they have it in them to be stable and grounded and talk deeply about things and show you that they understand how you're feeling. They can anticipate your needs, be caring and nurturing. So I can see a lot of hopes and fears wrapped up in that. So if you become emotionally entangled with someone who isn't able to meet you at that level, it can be quite disappointing. But I think fear not, because if you're hoping for the King of Cups, they're going to exceed your expectations. Or if you're hoping that you will be able to, I won't say convince, because that sounds manipulative, but for lack of a better term, convince the Queen of Wands that you are on their level, you're actually going to show up as this Emperor energy. So whoever, if it's you or your person, is playing the role of this Knight, King of Cups person, the end result of this energy, the way it's most likely to resolve, is through this, not example, what is it? That person is going to be able to show evidence of who they truly are at a holistic, deeper level, and it's going to impress them, it's going to impress you. I think maybe they have always known who they are and what they're capable of, that they're a great catch, that they're honorable, and they've done a lot of work on themselves. They're quite healed of a person. I think they're a safe partner to be with. Now, the Emperor can tend toward a very like uber masculine role in a relationship, like traditional gender roles, but that's not necessarily the case. So if anything, I'd say watch out for that if that's not your jam. But it looks really good for like what people are hoping for and what happens. Now I want to circle back to the challenge, however, because there is this person who's away or distant. Now, if there's something to be resolved about a disagreement of how much time you spend together, or not picking up on emotional needs of the partner, I think that's why this Page of Cups might be in the reverse, feeling sad, feeling disappointed, wondering if the person really cares. Because there's this lack of availability or being focused on other things. And that's what needs to be resolved here with the Five of Swords in reverse. The Emperor character may spend a lot of time working in order to establish themselves or maintain financial stability. And that could be what the piece of the puzzle that you're missing in understanding their behavior. With this King of Pentacles in reverse, maybe you don't really think about things as much like balancing your checkbook or setting a budget and sticking to it, planning and saving for the future. If you are the paycheck to paycheck energy, I think that there's a discrepancy between the Queen of Wands is more in the moment, spends the money to have the fabulous new dress, gets excited about going on a trip and splurges and treats herself. And that's a wonderful life. But it's from the Emperor's perspective, they may be more focused on the other things, the long-term financial stability, working a lot, and therefore not as present in the relationship. They also might have misgivings about entangling with someone who doesn't have the same mindset towards money that they do. They might feel that's a risk of sort of knocking them off their game, or uncertain whether the Queen of Wands would, if they were to eventually have joint finances, maybe the Queen of Wands would burn through the Emperor's savings because she's very in the moment. So if more resources become available to her, maybe she's the type of person who wouldn't think about the future as much as having fun now. And all that remains unknown in the minds of both of these people towards one another, with the moon there at the bottom of the deck. So let's get you some advice. Okay. The Empress energy. So again, whomever you are in this story, we're looking for getting on the same page, having the conversation, understanding where one another is at. And if you're the Emperor falling for a Queen of Wands, Spirit's saying your advice is hold out for the Empress. You need someone who's going to have done the inner work to be more willing to be disciplined and responsible, because that's aligned with your philosophy, your way of living. And if you are the Queen of Wands, I think the advice is hear them out, meet them where they're at. This is an opportunity for you to rise to the occasion and see the, wisdom or beauty, the value in a strong work ethic and being disciplined financially. If you, not just for lip service, but if you can truly kind of lean into that and see the wisdom in it, if you find value in that, it's time to express that to your Emperor, because it looks like there's a real opportunity to connect here in a meaningful, potentially long-term way. So Aries, I'm going to leave it there. I hope that helped. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Interact with the video down below. It helps so much. And I'll see you back tomorrow.